in the news. I saw it in the news. What are the odds that you saw it too? What are the odds? What are the odds? Hey, Tony P, what are the odds?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Tony P Oddcast. If you've been following along with the release date drama, you'll be happy to see I am releasing this episode on a Monday. Yeah, work was going good. I got done early and had some time. Now, you may be saying to yourself, Tony sounds a little annoyed. Like we didn't even get going yet. Why is he already annoyed? Well, I already recorded this episode and apparently didn't hit record. And the funny thing was the last thing I said was, hey, let's get this outro right this time this week. And I did. All the cues were perfect. All the jokes were spot on. And you will never know. You will never know because it didn't record. And I was like, I feel like this was a short one. Let me stop and see what it's at. 000. Well, it wasn't that short. Anyway. Here we are now, so let's do it. That theme song was Greg Klima. Go find him at klima.com. You can find me at tonyphenderson.com. And this week, again, we have marriage proposals. Am I getting married? Oh, is Tony P getting married? We also have fried rice and a tasty beverage. Here's a little spoiler alert. If you're betting on those three, I would put my money on Tony is probably getting fried rice and a tasty beverage before the getting married part, but who knows? You gotta stick around to find out. All right, we have Volusia Sheriff's Detectives. Volusia, somewhere here in Florida. I've mentioned their name before on the show. Every time, I don't know where it's at. Here we are now. Again, recorded this previously, didn't know where it was at. Stopped, started again, still don't know where it's at. I could have looked it up in that couple minutes. Nope. Really don't care. I don't know. It's somewhere out here somewhere, but I talk about him a lot. Volusia Sheriff's Detectives have an arrest warrant out for a theft suspect who stole an engagement ring and wedding bands from his girlfriend. Oh, well, you shouldn't do that. And then use them to propose to his other girlfriend here in Orlando. I guess you shouldn't do that. I don't know. It sounds kind of brilliant. Joseph L. Davis, 48 years old, date of birth 10/24/72. Damn. Why? Like, they might as well just put a picture of his driver's license out there. Let's see. He went by the name Joe Brown, apparently with one girlfriend, and Marcus Brown with the other. So I guess that's why they put his age, date of birth. So if you're sitting at home with a Joe Brown or a Marcus Brown giving them the side eye, you're like, no, baby, I swear that's not me. Here's the date of birth. You can compare and contrast the identification. Earlier this year, the Orange County woman came forward and told detectives she discovered her boyfriend was actually engaged to someone else. That ain't illegal. Dang. Get off his back. When she looked up the fiance's Facebook page, she noticed a photo of her wearing a wedding band and engagement ring that was identical to her own from a previous marriage. Okay, I will admit, the first time I was confused by this, but now I got it straight. She found out her boyfriend, like, hey, we're engaged, right? Yes. And then, oh, wait, but you're also engaged to someone else? Yes. Let me see who that is. They pull her up on Facebook. Here's my other fiance. And the other fiance was wearing her jewelry that wasn't even the jewelry she was supposed to be wearing. It was jewelry that she had in a case. Like, hey, that looks like my grandma's stuff. So then she went to check the jewelry box and discovered her rings were missing. So were other pieces of jewelry, including a diamond ring that belonged to her grandmother. Clearly this isn't right? It's not right. But a part of me is like, man, that's brilliant, dude. Like, why am I not that smart? Like, that just seems so smart. Also, man, he has two fiancés. According to Crime Stoppers, the total value of property stolen was about $6,000. If you want to remain anonymous and qualify for a potential cash reward, you can contact Crime Stoppers of Northeast Florida. Why don't the two women just get together? Man, that's what I would do. Like, hey, girl, by the way, I'm engaged to your fiance. If you turn these rings into Crime Stoppers, let's split a couple bucks, right? Let's sort all this out. Get rid of Joe Brown, Schmo Brown, Marcus Brown, whatever his name is. Get a reward and get, man, come on, ladies, get it together. Or call me. I'll do it. I don't care. I'll let them know it was me. I ain't got no shame. Speaking of shame, this one gets shameful. And some of you were like, I thought you didn't read these stories ahead of time. Normally I don't, but I read these already in an unrecorded episode of this. Let me make sure I'm recording. All right, we're recording. Southwest Airlines flight from Atlanta, ATL, peace up, A down to Houston was delayed for an hour. Yeah, all right, that sounds about right, especially for Southwest, because passengers said somebody wouldn't clean up a mess they made on the plane. Ew, was it like a gross mess? Did someone like poop or something? Because I wouldn't want to clean that up. Passengers said flight attendants refused to allow the pilot to say the flight attendants have that power. Just no, we ain't doing this. Refused to allow the pilot to take off until somebody cleaned up some rice that was spilled in the aisle. I can only imagine the pilots were sitting there like, are you kidding me right now? Can we just go? We're an hour behind. The whole world, you know when like one plane's late, like everything's late, it just ruins the world. They're like, nah, we gonna get to the bottom of it. We're taking this personal. It was the end of a long day, and apparently they had a complete crew change, passenger Jennifer Shaper said. I'm sure they were tired. There had been a delay, and we were all tired. Shaper said she and her fellow passengers couldn't wait to get off the ground Saturday night. She was headed back to Houston from her trip to Atlanta. It wasn't until all the passengers had taken their seats that she saw there was rice in the middle of the aisle. I saw a picture. There's a picture of it online. It looks like, I don't know, half a cup of rice. Like somebody had, like a box of fried rice they got, and some of it spilled out of the side. It didn't look malicious. It didn't look intentional. It didn't look like a premeditated fried rice incident. I didn't see it happen, but apparently one of the last passengers to board spilled a large amount of what looked like some sort of Asian fried rice, and the flight attendant was really, really mad about it. Mad enough to keep everyone grounded. Dang, it was that serious? Whoever had this rice was probably late. They were probably like, we're holding up boarding for the last person. They came strolling in with their food. They had to have been late. Nobody... I guess people do this. I've seen it. I'll speak for myself. When I get on the plane, 9 times out of 10, nope, all the time, I don't want to be there. I don't like flying. I don't like being crammed in a little seat. I don't like people. I don't like heights. None of it is a fun time for me. Now, I'll do it. I'm willing to get on a plane to go to places I want to go, but I'm never thrilled. And so with that, I'm certainly not about to enjoy a meal. I barely eat the crackers and pretzels and crap they give me. I'd rather just, let me put my headphones on, leave me alone. I'm going to take a nap, close my eyes. Maybe at most I'll watch a video or watch Netflix. I'm not that person that breaks out all this food. Like there's no space. You're bumping into people. I just can't enjoy that. I would rather sit down and enjoy my meal. Which is why I get there early and eat, or I'll eat when I get where I'm going. But anyway, someone got on a plane last. They had this big thing of fried rice. They spilled a little bit of it on the aisle. The flight attendant went up and down the aisle and asked each passenger one by one loudly, "Who spilled the rice?" My seatmates and I sort of got the giggles because it was so surreal. It was just hilarious. Then she looked at those people suspiciously and asked again, "Was it you? Did you spill the rice?" "No, ma'am, we did not," according to Shaper. I like this Jennifer Shaper. I'd be cracking up. There is no way. I would have tears rolling down my face. I would be cracking up. I'd be like crying, laughing, like, oh, this is going on my show. Oh my God, I can't believe it. They would just think it was me. They would probably pull me off of the plane and be like, sir, was that you with the rice? We see you over here cracking up so much so your glasses are fogging up. Your stomach's cramping because you're laughing so damn much. No, it's not me. I don't bring food on the plane. But how funny is that? God, I wish. The situation continued to get tenser and more awkward, gauging from the expressions on the passengers' faces. Man, everybody's already ready to go off. You ever see these videos of people like yelling and screaming on flights? Imagine delayed over some rice. Another flight attendant came and put a paper towel on it and said, we're not leaving the gate until someone cleans up this rice. How did they explain that to like air traffic control? Is there a code for that? Oh, we've a J14. There's some cup of fried rice. People are refusing to clean it up. And look. I'm going to say it. And I don't say this lightly because I don't like this attitude. And I don't think the flight attendants or people in the service industry are there to like wait on every single hand and foot. And like, they're not slaves, right? And don't treat your service industry like slaves. But I'm going to say it, in this particular specific instance, I kind of think the flight attendant should just pick up the rice. It's not like, again, it was anything toxic or gross or like chemicals or human waste. It's some rice. I would have picked it up. If it was me, I'd just be like, yo, give me the broom, dog. I'm ready to go. I want to go home. And if sweeping up this rice is keeping me from going home, I got it. Ain't no shame. I ain't too proud to pick up a little bit of rice. Maybe some peas and carrots that are in there. I don't know. Anyway, nobody confessed. The flight attendant got on the loudspeaker and said, again, we're not leaving until the rice is clean. So she cleans the rice, tells all the passengers how nobody was raised right, and she was disappointed. Shaper said, whoever made the mess should have just taken responsibility. Yeah, I guess. I'm sure after that they didn't want to admit to it, but they should have just cleaned it up. Nevertheless, what's the use of crying over spilled rice? I mean, yeah, they should have, right? That's the right thing to do, but also you put someone in a position to be shamed like that. I mean, dang, Plus, out of principle, if it was me, I'd sit there and eat my rice and act like it wasn't me. Big box of Panda Express. I don't know. That must have been someone else with some rice. Then what'd they do with the rice? Somebody somewhere on that plane had a big box of rice. Were they like did they put it in their bag? Slide it under the chair? How'd they get the rice on and then off the plane again without nobody seeing this box of rice? Also, who cares? Crap, man. It's just some rice. Get over it. But you know what goes good with some rice? A nice, tasty beverage. And according to a Canadian woman, she said she caught a bear breaking into her car to guzzle dozens of cans of soda in the middle of the night. Sharon Rosel said her dog alerted her about 3 a.m. that something was outside her house. When she took a look, she saw a black bear, dang, let's not be racist, and surrounded by shattered glass from her car window. What's the dog want you to do? Hey, wake up. There's a bear outside. Yeah, there's bears outside all the time. What do you want me to do about it? I don't care. Window's already broken. We can't stop that. We can't like Minority Report and pre-crime and go back in time and get it sorted. Roselle, who owns a food truck, had 72 cans of soda. She says the bear was just going to town, using its teeth to break open the cans and slurp out the sweet liquid. That is a very weird way to phrase or write that. You could hear him slurping it down the whole time. He didn't even break them open with his claws as you'd think he would. Who would think that? Why would you think that this giant animal would drink its sodas like a human being? You watch too many cartoons. I love Yogi Bear. I do. Stealing them picnic baskets, right? But you would think the bear would use the pull tab and open and drink it like a human being. No, I wouldn't. In fact, I have no idea how a bear would drink a soda, but if I had to make one guess about how it didn't drink a soda, I'd be like, oh, probably not like a human being would, because it's walks on four legs, furry, giant monster of an animal. She says she watched from her balcony for an hour and a half at 3 a.m. while the bear drank the soda, starting with the orange soda, Then apparently he moved on to the cola, then the root beer. He only stopped when it reached the diet soda. I have a lot of silly articles on this show. I don't call people out. I don't know. Maybe they're fake. Maybe they're not. This just seems like the worst made up story ever. That the bear was so meticulous and could read and went from each specific soda one at a time, like an autistic bear that didn't like its food to touch. Like, no, we want this one and then this one. We're going to do a little palate cleanse. Like, really? That's not how bears drink soda. They also don't break them open with their thumbs with a human pull tab. All in all, the bear drank 69 cans of soda. Rosel told CBC News that she tried throwing cold water on the bear, but it didn't stop. Also ineffective was what she called an attempt to reason with the animal. I tried reasoning with him. I explained to him how important the car was, and then I had to go to work the next morning, but that didn't seem to affect him whatsoever. I don't mind the reasoning. I mean, at that point, it's a last-ditch effort, right? Hey, bear, work with me here. Let's try to work this out. That's fine. What I do mind and don't understand, cold water, is that a thing? I've read a lot of bear stories on this show. I've seen Cocaine Bear. I've read the story of the real Cocaine Bear. I know everything there is to know about bears and cocaine, not separate, but together. And never once have I read, throw some cold water on the bear. Why would it's a bear. Like, 3,000 pound ton animal with half of its fat and muscle and like fur. It lives outside. How cold is the cold water from the tap in your cabin? You know, it's not like 0 degree water. It's just some water. Like, the bear's probably like, cool, thanks. That's refreshing as I go back to drinking these sodas. I don't know what to do. I'll be honest. Like, but I wouldn't throw cold water, and I wouldn't read. I just, you know what? If you wake me up at 3 a.m. and there's a bear drinking my sodas, I'm going back to bed at 3:15. And that's only because it took me 10 minutes to make some plans. Like, hey, how am I going to get some new soda tomorrow? And then I'm back to sleep. That's it. There's nothing you can do. As we wrap up, there's nothing you can do. If a bear's drinking your sodas, man, just write it off. That's happening. If you drop some rice, pick it up. And, you know, if at first you don't succeed with your wedding proposal, try again. Maybe not with the ring from the first person. But, you know, I don't know, work smarter, not harder. So now we're going to get this theme song right and wrap it up. And hopefully we recorded this one.